And I think the mystery, you touched on a really great point about AI being such a mystery. And I think a lot of that is the content that's put out there is like, yes, use AI, use AI, use AI. It's important, but it's not actually showing the day-to-day usage and how people are actually applying it. And so that's one of the things that I've been trying to do with some of my content is just unveiling that mystery of like, this is how I actually applied AI in this specific role. Like we had 1,200 applications come through. I leveraged AI job criteria to prioritize candidates that had X, Y, and Z background. And then ultimately it generated this list. And so I think we need more people out there sharing these stories about the positive, responsible uses of AI, and also how they're bridging that gap of that human judgment and bringing that human experience in. And that's ultimately that transparency, I think, is going to go a long way of making people more comfortable with using AI and allowing it to be part of the process.
Speaking of making people more comfortable with using AI as part of the process, I want to go back to what Josh said. I'm taking a note of this, so we're talking about it later. Making our people, our hiring managers and our recruiters more comfortable using it. And it's about training and exposing them and to the technology and working together. Talk a little bit about collaboration, AI, and training those team members to use it and use it in a powerful way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so nuanced, right? Because there's so many different ways you can use AI, and it's about, again, opening the conversation and asking the questions. I want to know, I ask that question to hiring teams. Well, how are you going to bring AI into this process? Or are you using AI to generate this feedback summary? And if so, where is your human judgment and where is the decisions that you're making? One of my biggest concerns, especially from an ethical perspective, is we're feeding our AI notes from interviews and things like that and been like, okay, tell me how they align. Like, are they a fit? Make the decision for me. And that is not what we should be doing at all, right? The AI is a tool to help us summarize, to help us give stronger, better, more informative feedback. Because let's be honest, writing feedback is an art. And especially when you're in 10 back-to-back screens, it gets lost in the time. And so I think it's about being transparent, opening those conversations, but then also training and showing this is what I do and this is how I do it. And not creating the veil around AI. I think we need to normalize talking about AI and how we're implementing it in the process, and just having more resources around ethical and non-ethical uses.
Yeah, Andrew brings up a great comment in the chat around rose-colored glasses. I think, that's kind of related to what I was going to say about AI is, if you use ChatGPT a lot, what you start to realize a lot about ChatGPT is it tends to agree with you a lot and tell you how great you are. And so I think if we have this like inclination to use ChatGPT to tell us what to think about this candidate, it's like, it's so dependent on the prompt and the mindset that it is in terms of how it delivers us that feedback about this person. So in some cases that could work out overly well for the candidate, and actually not great for the employer. And then it could also work out on the flip side. So I think that's just the importance of being, super responsible in the way that you're using it and the tools that you're using, and, not going rogue and trying to do your own thing without testing it on a substantial amount of data.